Let's see the quick demo of free hosting where I just deployed my Angular app, API, .NET API, MVC application, Blazor application, also backend Node.js server and many others in this free hosting environment which call Monster ASP.NET. So let's moving to start implementation. So before start implementation, I'm especially recommend if you first time visit my channel, visit .NET real world example. Here you can learn many other things like integrate AI in your any kind of application and front end, back end. As a full stack developer you can learn many things, even you can learn game development, mobile development, lots of more. So yeah, let's moving to that. So let's open Visual Studio and this is my project, so let me open it. So this is my e-shop app, like online shopping app, which have that backend and front end, right? So in backend actually I'm using a Node.js along with that SQL Server, and for front end I'm using Angular app. Okay, so if you expand over here, now see this is that Node.js application which have all that API which we are consuming in our Angular app. So simply I'm just trying to run it and show it like how look like this app. So for that simply I'm going to that terminal and just open any terminal over here, and I'm just going to side by side here. So in here I'm just one directory, I'm just over here the backend and one is the front end. So let me run first on a backend application. So for backend I can simply use npm start, right? So once you npm start, now see in here I can see there is a couple of endpoints is available over here, right? And let me open it in a browser. This is my backend API, means this is a API application, right, which have all that API which can use in our online shopping application, right, which have that product endpoint, which is the order endpoint, where the card endpoint, right? So yeah, let me just run same things for in our front end app so that I can use this API. So let me ng serve, and currently I'm just set up in my local using my SQL Server. So yeah, if you want to see I can show you. See, this is my SQL Server connection and all I just set up over here. So this is my local connection, I just set up SQL Server, and yeah, also I'm just opening over here. So this is my SQL Server DB, and here all this table actually available in our SQL Server, right? So let me run, and now it's running. So now open in our browser my application in Angular, and it's look like, see, this is that online shopping app, right? And which have that couple of feature like user can select their item and choose that item to order, and once you choose that item, now you can go to the cart section and they want to increase decrease their item along with their preference, and then finally they want to proceed this items for the shopping. And once you proceed, they are asking to this is a cash delivery and online delivery. You can just fill that information, and once you place the information I can simply place the order. Once you place the order, I can see over here order is got successfully and that order get generated, and same order can I am able to see in this new order will be generated over here as well. So this new order got created over here in the database as well as over here, and that order also I can just track. So go to the track section and it's look like, see, whatever that order actually currently it is, what is that state, so it will show up. And once you go here, so now it's, if it is whatever that is status, now it's showing about a process shipping and then finally delivered, right? So like this way actually I just build this application. So now this application I will just host it in a free hosting environment, right, like front end, back end, along with the SQL Server and all. So everything we will just host as a free hosting. So for that what I will do, over here I'm just using Monster app, right? So this is that Monster site, actually Monster ASP.NET, which is providing us a free, right? So in here I just simply as a logged in, so I already logged uh, in last time, so simply you can just logged in over here. And if you don't have if you not aware like how that logged in and all as a free account, so you can just go to my previous session, or I just couple of session I just created for that. But yeah, I'm just simply trying to logged in. So I already has a logged in, right? So I'm just simply using my login credential and I'll now see once I logged in, so this is that panel on that hosting environment, which have the database, website, and everything is over here, right? So what I need to do first, actually I need to create a database. Okay, so for creating a database, actually here I can just simply just create a database. So simply create on that and go to the select, and in here which provider you want, so I can use the SQL Server, and in here you can just simply and just continue. So once you just continue, it will got create the database, simple, right? So once you got create a database, if you go back, actually I just created a database, that's why I don't want to create. So yeah, this is the database actually I just created over here, right? So yeah, once you create a database, just look like this, right? And in here you're able to see this two section in the local database and remote database. So if you want to access this, outside in this, hosting, so you can just go to the remote section and you can just enable it, that's it. Okay, and this is the complete credentials, and also in your application uh, actually required some credentials, right? So you can just refer it over here. So for now what I'll do, simply I'll just copy this, server name, this name and this name in my application. So go to my application, that backend application, and in this environment over here, this is a node application, right? So in here actually there's an environment file, and I'm just replace my credentials over here. So I can just comment it my local section, right? And in here I can just uncomment this. Okay, and in here I'll just use this server name, this is my server name, I can replace, and this is my username, and this is my username, and this is my password. Okay, this is my password, and this is my DB name also. Okay, so these things actually you have just mentioned. Okay, and if you want to run in your local, so definitely you have to require this public access. Okay, so once you public access, then replace in your public access. But we are supposing to deploy our application in the hosting side, so we can use the local only. Okay, so yeah, once it's done, now your configuration is done for node application, right? And one more thing actually we have to do, go to that server.js file, and this is a actually course issue, right? Because see, as of now we are using two application, right? One is the backend, one is the front end. So definitely when you try to use your back forth application, right? So definitely there's a course origin issue, right? So that actually you have to define over here. So currently see, if you try to run your local, so you can just use the local allow that local domain, but once you use your server, so definitely you have to replace your server. Okay, so this is actually we have to create our application for front end. So front end, once you create a front end application, we have to get this one. Okay, miss that domain URL and whatever URL, it should be created something like that. Okay, so don't worry, I'll just create that. So yeah, so now DB part is done, and also I'm just include in my backend app, right? That's it. And then now go back to your control panel over here, and in here what I need to do, see, I want to create a website. Okay, so for Node.js nothing you have special, simply go to that create site, and again same process, simply select this free tier, and in here you can just mention your name, right? Whatever domain name you can just mention, and simply continue and create. Okay, so once you create, you're able to see your application got created, look like this. Okay, and here your application will create it like that. Okay, and in here one more thing actually you have to do, that just enable that HTTPS, because see, this application, all that application, actually we have to enable that HTTPS. So for that, simply you go to that HTTPS section, and in here you click on that enable HTTPS, and in this enable HTTPS, go to that let's encryption and enable the HTTPS. So once you're done, now your application actually which app you're just trying to host it over here, this shop now shop now for server, so it will run, and finally you just enable this redirect to your HTTPS, like every time 1 hour time they are trying to your visit your application, so it will redirect automatically to HTTPS. That's it. So now it is looks good, right? And now we have to deploy my Node.js application, right? So yeah, that ensure before deploying, actually just allow origin whatever your application, like front-end application URL, you have to just set it over here. That's it. Okay, so for that also you can just same process, you can just create your another application or another website in here, and just make it something like that, this. Okay, so like shop now for Angular or whatever app you want. So as like you can just create another site, and same HTTPS you need to allow, and that's it. Okay, so once you now create this two site in this Monster app, so then you are good to go. Okay, and now we have to try to build we have to deploy my Node.js application in a Monster hosting environment, right? So one thing actually you have to notice over here, see, so as a normal app, actually what we are trying to, we just create a package and build application and then we have to deploy. But for Node.js, actually it is work a little different. Okay, so if you can see, uh, this is my backend application as a Node.js. So if you open it in a folder, Explorer, and go to that backend app. Okay, so as a normally, actually once we trying to deploy any application, so definitely we have to record only just um, release package, right? Like release package means like whatever is actually built, actually we just build as a release mode, and we just create libraries, and then we have to deploy it, right? But in this ASP, this Monster ASP, actually they work differently for node application. So as like whatever we have, right? So simply we have to just same application, same files and same things, actually we have to move it to our that hosting. That's it. Okay, that means actually we have to move this Node.js module as well along with all these files. Okay, so what I did, simply I just create a zip file for this node modules because it is a little high size, right? So I just create this node modules over here, right? And now go back to your this sites, right? And in here there is a many way, actually you can directly move it, right? But I'll just use a very nice way over here, itself, actually the Monster app providing, which is called file manager. And if you go to that file manager, there is a one section, see, web interface. So this is a FTP interface. Actually once you click that, so it will redirect, and that same directory actually it is providing over here. So what I need to do, I just go to inside this www root, and we have to replace all that files. So go to that, and I already actually pasted, I replaced it over here. But yeah, you can use similar way, like as like I just created, right? So you can just simply all that files except this, okay, because this is not using. So yeah, simply you can just drag and drop over here and update and replace that, and don't use that. Yeah, update and replace. So whatever your un without zip file, actually we um, simply can replace. Okay, and for zip you can simply drag and drop over here. Okay, so once you drag and drop over here, see, it is asking to unzip and upload and unzip, right? So you have to use this option, because if you use the zip file, so definitely you unzip over here, so directly it will unzip and upload. So let me just create it, and it will take some time, so I'll just simply cancel because I already deployed this. Okay, and if you go to inside, see, all that node modules files is available over here. That's it. Okay, and one last thing actually you have to do over here for node application, you have to just create this file. Okay, simply name as a web.config file, and because there is a no starting point, right, for Node.js, so that's why we have to create the web.config file. And in this web.config file, see, simply you can just go to inside over here, you can just simply mention this. Okay, because we are starting up a starting point of a server.js file, right? So simply you can just use as an argument as well. And don't worry, everything I'll just share this complete repository in my GitHub link, so you can take it from there. But yeah, this file you have to just create it, right? And there is a way, actually directly you can just create itself here, right? You can just go to here, I can directly create that new file and just copy paste all that content and paste it inside that file and just simply save it. That's it. Okay, so once you're done, so now your Node.js application should be run. Okay, and yeah, that you can just try over here. So yeah, this is your Node application, so click on that and now see your application is running over here. So we can check there is a API health. So first just let me API health, so I am able to see is it running properly, there's a no issue. Also I can just check one thing, there is a endpoints. So yeah, see, I can see this endpoint actually won't work over here. So might be I need to restart that application, like whatever we are just replace, right? So sometime actually we have to replace it. So for that, what we can do, go to that overview section in the main site, and there's an option actually. So we can just refresh or restart or stop application. So what I'll do, simply I can just restart this application. Okay, so once you're done, now go back to here and just simply refresh. So see, once you refresh, so I am able to see all that endpoints over here, right? So this is cool actually. So sometime actually once you replace your file, so might be not properly reflect. So you can just restart over here and refresh it here. So once you refresh, so it will just reload it all that binaries. Okay, so now my application is running, and also I just want to check if any this endpoint is working. So simply I can just use API. Yeah, so see, it is just returning back, right? And yeah, now my API endpoint is running properly. Now I'm going to deploy my front end application. Okay, so for that I just already created, but yeah, you can just use similar way. Just create a site as like this, right? So go back to that main here, and again just create for that Angular site, go to this in here and just create an Angular site over here and just continue, and then also just enable that HTTPS for that site, and then we are good. Okay, so once we are good, now go back to in this site. Okay, so this is that site, I just everything is just set up, and again same things we will try to use using FTP for this site. We just easily can drag and drop deployment. So now I'm going to here, go to the www root section, and in here I can just deploy my application, right? Drag and drop. So don't worry, I'll just tell you how we can do that. For Angular application actually we can just build that binary. Okay, so for that what I can do, simply I can just terminate over here. Okay, and if you front end, okay, so this is back end actually. So now terminate my front end. Okay, let me clear that. So to create our build production build, simply I can use this command actually. See, ng build configuration, and then use that productions, right? And also in my back front end application, uh actually I just set that environment. If you observe over here, see, this is that environment. So based on this environment, whatever environment I just set that for creation build, so it will use the either to use the development or that use the production. So it will use that. So I'll just use the production build. So simply hit enter, and once you hit enter, now see, our build got created over here, right? These are the file actually they just created all that file in this dist folder. Also they mention here the dist folder. So now just open that application here, go to that my browser, and in here see, this is the dist folder they just created, and this is that my binary. And what we need to do, go to that dist folder, whatever that application, go to the browser section, and only this file you need to deploy your application. Okay, so you don't need to additionally things, only just deploy things actually, release libraries you need to deploy it. So same things I can just go to my here, right? And side by side let me show you, and I can just simply drag and drop over here, update and replace let me just check, and it got deployed all that all that information in here, like all that file there over here. That's it. And now once it's done, now I can just run this application, and yeah, make sure you just restart if it is not working. But yeah, let me try to now go to this, and boom, now see, I am able to see all that application is running with this our endpoints, right? And yeah, that we can ensure like which endpoint is it is calling. So I can go to that console log, right? In this console log, I can go to that networking section, and simple I can just refresh. So once you refresh, now see, this two API is called over here. One is product, one is that. So go to that product section. Now I'll see I get that this product, this API called product, and this product API actually returning see all that data along with the categories, whatever categories. So this two API actually returning the data, and now we are good, right? So same things now will be try all that other feature is working or not. So yeah, let me try to add a new item over here, new items, and this items, now three item got added over here, and just click that card, and I am able to see all that item is over here. I just want to increase this item, and then this is, now I'm good this item, and let me proceed. Okay, so now I just fill this form over here, right? And once you fill this form, let me just place this order. So once you place the order, place got success. Also just created this, go to the track order, and in this track order, now I'm able to see this new order got created. It is on pending. Now go to this section. Now see, it is in now ship mode. It is also ship mode, but yeah, it is automatically got to delivered mode, and sometimes actually that we have the builder logic. Okay, so now if you go back to all that orders over here, and if you go back over here, now see it's got delivered, right? And it is just delivered. So yeah, this is that complete app. Actually we can just deploy it in this free ESP, monster ASP.NET. So let's move to next app deployment in this monster app. So first let me open our repository. So this is my repository, and this is my link, okay, which have just built a clean architecture along with the web API. And here is that nice document also I just created, like how this work and what is the clean architecture, and what is the key, and what is the technology we are use, and how we can start or we can clone it and we can start our application, and what are the endpoints actually we are just built actually, which is actually we are building a shopping app. So this is a shopping app API, which have all that APIs, REST APIs. So everything actually we just nicely documented over here, and also we are just giving that complete through workflow of that application, like how it's just working actually this application, like request go to the presentation layer, then application layer, then infrastructure layer, and then connect it with the database and get the data and response back the data. So actually nice document I just prepare over here, so you can take it. So now simply we just clone it, this application first. So clone that, and once you clone it, I'm just open in our Visual Studio. So this is my Visual Studio, and I just open that clone app, and I can first actually I just run it. But before run it, actually we have to check it, like what is that. Yeah, this is my local database over here. So I can just run and see how actually look like. So here my application is running, and if I just open it here, and if I go back to Swagger, because I just use the Swagger. So yeah, in the Swagger I can see all that endpoint is available, right? And if I just get that, quickly run this any product app, product endpoint, so I can able to see that application is getting retrieving the data, right? So that is nice. Now what I can do that now, so we have to deploy this app, right, as a free hosting environment. So for that I have to go to one of the site which is a monster app. So first we have to open it over here and simply log in, and it is just completely free. without any credit card and logged in and nothing. Actually you have to do that. So simply you just try to logged in and that's it. Once you logged in, I already explained everything to how to logged in and go to there, so you can check out my recommendation videos. So once you logged in, now you look like this. Okay, so this is that actually panel. Once you logged in, so you are able to see this is that control panel, and in here there's a two section. One is the website, one is that database, so which we have to trying to use over here. So first we have to create a database. So simply I have to create this here, and I just use this free version, so click that. And over here, which database you want to use, I want to use 2022, and simply just continue and just select and create the database. So now your database got created. Now see, this is a free plan, and also it's just creating, and now it's got enabled. So that means your database got created. And if you go to inside this database, so this is that actually the database. I just clicked on database. So here two section, either if you want to access remotely, so you can just enable this one, or if you want to use the local, so you can use it. And this is that complete information of your database server. So that we have to configure in my um, in that place in my configuration over here, right? So yeah, let me just configure that first. So what is my server name? So this is my server name. And yeah, instead of this also, where we have that connection, complete connection listing, so we can utilize this also. So show that password, and I can just copy this complete connection listing. So copy this and go back to your application, and simply you can change to your connection string. That's it. Okay, so this is one thing we have to do. That second things, actually we required publish profile. So either you can just publish itself over here as a right click on that and publish profile, and then directly you can just drag and drop, right? That we can do, but yeah, I'll just use that using that publish profile. So how I can just create that publish profile? So for publish profile, I need to create a website. Okay, so go to that you know go to that overview, or not overview, actually that main dashboard. So this is that database section. So yeah, go to that main dashboard. So here that main dashboard, and here I need to create a website where I need to publish my web API, right? So create that new website, and again just create a site over here, and just make it as subdomain name over here, whatever the domain you want. So this is my shop now API. Okay, so yeah, I think that pretty much good. Continue, and if his name is available, so it will create. If not, so they will asking to you have to change their name. Okay, so now once you're done, now you have to just create, and now it is trying to create our site. Okay, so we need to wait a few seconds to complete them. Okay, now it's complete. So once you complete, now click again on that site and go to inside that. And here one thing actually we have to done, like we have to add a SSL certificate. Okay, so for that we have to use that HTTPS section. Click on that, and in here see here actually it is a disable, right? So we have to enable. So before enable, actually we have to enable HTTPS. So click on that and click that let's encrypt and enable that HTTPS. And once you're done, now see, now HTTPS is enabled over here, and forcefully redirect to your HTTPS. To you can just simply enable that. That's it. So this configuration you need your site. So once you're done, now you are good to go, and go back to again that overview. And in here I need to download, or I have to use that publish profile. Okay, so publish profile, see, there's a couple of things over here, like the deploy FTP or web deployment and all, right? So I need this publish profile. So simply I just click that, and in here, so if I want to deploy this web deployment access, so I have to enable, and once you enable, then I can get this, I can use this one. Okay, so simply I can just enable that, and once you enable, now I can just download this file, and I can just use in my some place, so I can use it someplace. And now go back to your Visual Studio, and in the Visual Studio, we can do one thing actually. Before you use that, go to that program.cs file, and if you scroll down, yeah, see, so currently only deb mode, like on the local development mode, actually Swagger is enabled, right? So what I'll do, I'll just comment in this section, so that actually after deployment I want to see that Swagger UI. Okay, so simply I just uncomment it. Actually this is not a right way to production, but yeah, I'll just use for demonstration perspective. Okay, and save it, and now right click on that API project, not any other project, because see, that API project actually reference all that other layers, right? It's a clean architecture layer, so I don't need to do anything on other layer, but simply you can just right click over here, publish profile, and go to that import profile, next, and in here I'll just choose that profile which I just downloaded, open it, finish it. Okay, close that. Okay, so once you close, now see your that same profile name is over there, like that URL. So I can just simply copy this URL, and I want to see what exactly now before deployment. So if I just open it, so see, it is nothing, right? So once I deployed, my app should be available. So now go back to your application, and in here you can just simply publish. Okay, so now see, I am able to see it is succeed deployment. Okay, so once you succeed, and automatically open it that site, but I can see there's a some issue. So that could be a two reason, actually might be I missed that configuration, one configuration. So but I I think first I need to check like my database. Okay, so actually I just missed that migration. Okay, so that's why it could be reason. So what I can do, I need to check in my database over here. So it should not, yeah, see, there is a no database, that means the migration is failed, or it is not there. So yeah, my actually in my here I don't see is there any migration automatically. So for that, actually what I can do, actually I need to do something over here before publish. So whatever that publish profile you just created, click on that show all settings, and in here if you see, this is that my database connection, that is fine, and this is just describing the database data context. Okay, so let me get that data context. Okay, so now I'm able to see my data context is over there. So see here, that option, actually before publish, actually first they will migrate it. So there's a two way, either you can use this way, or you can directly connect your database and you can just migrate. Okay, and now third way also, you can just use auto migration before publish your application. So that up to you, whatever mechanism you want to use. So I'm just using this mechanism because it is very easy. So I just checked and save it. Now I want to publish, so this time hopefully it will be migrate my database and properly run my application. Okay, now see, it is automatically opened, and I am able to see publish got succeed. Even if I want to see over here, so yes, here that database just added, and also they just migrate as well. So yeah, it is pretty much good. Now they just complete the migration, and once you migration, it's automatically opened over here, and I can just check with the Swagger UI, like Swagger. So once you click the Swagger, so see, now it's redirect to my Swagger UI. Perfect. Now see, that API properly deployed on this free hosting and with this URL. And here I want to check that database. So now the default few product would be available over there. Yes, now this is that product is available. Even some category also would be available. Don't worry about that, we will check those things in the hosting database as well. So if I just check categories, yes, so here the categories, if I see, yeah, so there's the categories. And if I see any orders, so it should not be any orders. Perfect, there is no order. So what we will try to do, we will just create an order. Okay, so for that what I can do, I need to create a cart. Okay, so currently does not have any cart, so I just need to post over here. So let me use something as a session ID, for example demo 123 session ID. Okay, so this is my session ID, and I will use which product I want to order. So I want to order this product, so I just first, before order, I just to add this product in my cart. Okay, and as a quantity would be something 2 quantity, right? And once you execute, now see, it is got added. And that we can check using this same session ID. Copy that and go to this card session get endpoint. And if I just execute, I'm able to see the item I just add in my card, it is available over here. And this card actually we can place the order. Okay, so place the order, we have to go to this order section, click order one, and currently it does not have any order, right? That is perfectly fine. Now we can go to the post endpoint for that order, and in here I can use the session ID, whatever session ID, this is my session ID, and customer email would be like whatever email, kumar.gmail.com. Yes, that is fine, and execute. So once you execute, now it's got created. And once you got created, now we can check my orders. So yes, now I can see the order got placed successfully with this items, and current status is pending. Perfect. So now this API is perfectly working after deployment, right? And same things we can check, we can ensure our database also is on a place or not. So go back to here. So now if I just refresh on here, see, once I go to that overview, let me see, this is that overview section of the database. So if you go to the table section, so whatever the tables actually in this API, so those are automatically created along with the migration history. And if I want to the data, see, also I can see the data row is 3 is available, order item is one order, actually we just place it, that's why it's one order, right? So yeah, that means it is perfectly working fine. If you want to see the database also, so you can go to this web interface and open it over here, and you are also check that database, whatever that database, and also in here expand that, go to the database, go to the tables, and yeah, you can just check the data for orders. So here these are the tables over here, right? So in this database, and if you want to see particular item, so we can go to this order section, and here see, open the table. Once you click the open table, and I'm able to see the record is available, right? So yeah, I think that's how actually you can just deploy your application in a free using this free hosting environment. So let's move to next app deployment in this Monster app. So first I'll just go my GitHub link, which is EI clean architecture demo as a repository name, and my GitHub is Karthik 78786, right? And actually this project is already built, so you can go to my recommendations video, so you will check out how to create that complete clean architecture along with their how to integrate API and then next MVC. Okay, so now this MVC project, right? So this MVC project actually basically coordinating of that clean architecture. right? And this we will try to deploy it over here as a free hosting. So if you go to this, a nice document already I just built it over here. So now whatever things actually we just use for MVC and how actually it is working and what are the technologies and whatever that key we are using and how we can start it, so everything is over here. So now clone it and open it in a VS Code. So I already clone it over here and I just open a VS Code, and this is my project, MVC project, right? And simply I can just run this application and see what we have in a local. Then we will create a database and then integrate and then deploy it. So let me open it to ensure like, okay, how is actually look like and how is actually working in our local. So this URL actually is listening over here once you're running your application, and I am able to see this is my application which I'm running, modern online shopping app. And there's a couple of things like there's a product, card, orders. Now these are the orders and alls, right? And if I want to shopping, like for example start shopping, yes, so if I just go to add to card, so this item just go to add this card, right? So proceed the checkout. Yeah, now order got placed, that item. And if I want to see that order tracking things over here, this particular order I am able to see, yeah, currently is placed, then processing, then shipped, and then delivered. So this is actually complete working as a front end, back end, like as a database using MVC, right? So yeah, that we will try to deploy. So for deployed, what I need to do, simply I can just close that, everything just terminate over here as well, and go to that monster, uh, monasterySP.net. Okay, so which is this, I already give you that recommendation. So go to that site and just logged in, and once you logged in as a free account, so you can go to as a control panel. So this is actually look like the control panel. And in here, see here the two section actually we will use over here. One is the database and one is the website. So in our MVC application, we will host inside the website, and that whatever that application is dependent on a database, we have to just create it over here. So as we already done is in a couple of previous session for API or Blazor application also. Let me try to one more, because if you see over here, so there is a free services, like still is a three remaining, like three website more you can just create it, three database also you can just create it, uh, apart from this whatever current we have. Like already I just created everything, two database and two website, right? So now let me just create a database first, because each website I just want to separate the database. So let me just use this free section, go to that, and in here whatever server you want to use, like MySQL 8.0 or SQL Server, so I'll just use this guy, SQL Server 2022. And yeah, automatically will be create a database server and all. So I can just simply continue over here, and once you continue, now I'll select this data center, and these are the data center actually, and just simply create a database. So now our database got created, and it just tried to take some time, like within a few seconds actually. See, now database got created and enable also. So make sure it should be enabled. So once you enable, now your database is enabled, or you can ready to use. Okay, so go click on this database. So once you click on the database, actually it is going to this particular section, and here is the two things actually. If you want to access this database, either is a local or remote, right? So you have to just use accordingly. Like for example, local, you don't need to do anything, right? Because if your application hosted in same place, so you can just use the local, right? Either you can host your application in monster hosting, so you can use the local one. And if you want to hosting in different, like apart from this monster, so definitely you have to require this remote section, so that you can just access that database outside of this hosting, right? And same things also you can just try to connect in your local. So yeah, I think yeah, I'll just skip now as of now, because I just want to host over here, so I am good with this local settings. So what I'll do, I'll just copy this complete setting over here. For example, here, see here that complete setting. So I just copy along with the show password, and just copy this. Okay, so once you copy this, now go back to your application, and in here it this MVC application, right? So this is that MVC application, and inside this app.setting, or you can just keep that secret place, like .NET provide also secret. So yeah, I just simply can replace this. Okay, so now once I replace this database, now I'm good with that. Only these changes I need to record. Now second thing actually I required, now go back to uh, here. Okay, so there is a way actually, uh, there is a way where actually I can just deployed my app using a many ways they provide. Okay, so go to the dashboard, and this is a website section. So first let me just create a website where I just want to deploy my MVC application. So create a website, and again just same process to create a subdomain. So what would be the name? It could be like MVC or shop now MVC. Okay, so that I can here, and this is a free domain. Actually they just provided like three domain is over here, whatever you want, so you can use it. I'll just keep the same, and yeah, that pretty much good. Continue now, and also again select the data center and create website. Okay, again it's just creating and just trying to enable this site automatically. Cool, now see site got enabled over here, and once you enable, now I have to click on this site, and we have to enable our few things over here, like for example, we need publish profile like this particular site, and also one more thing actually we need to do over here, like add or allow that SSL certificate. Okay, so for that simply click that HTTP over here, HTTPS section, and then here see that option enable HTTPS. So click on that, and once you click on that, here let's encrypt. So you have to enable that encryption over here using this option encryption, and enable HTTPs. So let me just enable HTTPS. Okay, so once you're done, now see your domain it's allow the protocol of HTTPS. Okay, and another things also you can just do over here, like whatever, if someone try to HTTPS, so it should be redirect to HTTPS always, so you can just enable that setting also. So now your site got ready with the HTTPS settings, right? And once you're done, now we are good to go to that overview section, and I need to record a publish things, right? So for publish actually there is an option ftp deploy or deployment section. So go to the deploy section, you can go to this site as well. Okay, so once you deploy, now see either you can deploy for GitHub or either you can deploy for web deployment. Okay, so yeah, for web deployment if you require this publish profile, so definitely you have to first click enable. So once you enable, now your this deployment got true, means accept the deployment of this publish profile, and simply I can just download this. So let me download this in here somewhere. Yeah, I just download my particular place, and once you download, now this application actually for publish profile definitely BS code, I don't think I can do that over here. So for that I'll just open a Visual Studio and that project, so that I can just use. So go to that particular location. So yeah, this is my application, right? And I'm just going to that particular directory and just open it to Visual Studio. So this is actually way to publish, because using a profile, so you can just open it Visual Studio. But if you don't want to use the Visual Studio, so definitely you can just right click and or just publish using the VS code as well, and then you can directly deploy it. So if you any challenges and all on that, so please let me know. I'll just create a separate video, but yeah, this time I'll just use Visual Studio with the profile, publish profile. So yeah, whatever application you want to delete, so sorry, publish, so I can just use this, right? So I want to publish, so click on that publish MVC not this one actually. So yeah, this one, right? So publish on that particular project like MVC or whatever UI, right? So use that and use that import profile next, and whatever import profile I just download it, right? So let me use that. So yeah, this is that one MVC profile. Open it, finish it, and once you finish it, now close it. Okay, now a profile got created over here. And one more thing actually you have to do, either currently actually I just implement my application as a migrated automatically once you start, but if you don't have, so in this case actually you can prefer this approach, like once you're ready, before publish, you can just open as settings in this settings over here, right? So open this settings, and in this settings you are able to see over here in the database section. See, this is your database which you just provided, and here it is just trying to load your finding your DB context. So once you get the DB context, definitely here that option, if you expand that and if you scroll down, see there's the option auto migration before publish. Okay, so this is a good approach actually if you're not using your auto migration. So whatever database you have, you can just check out, so it will just trying to migrate first your database and then it will publish our application. So this is that nice option which I'm using always. So yeah, just save it. So in publish over here, see they just got started and also start that migration and all. So here that command, like see migration command, and whatever that files actually they just trying to deploy it over here in this particular site. So let's wait to complete their process. Okay, now it's trying to running automatically once you complete your publish. So let me try to see. Yeah, so now it's got published, and yeah, this is that complete publish informations they just provided. And if you just open, now I'm able to see my application got running perfectly without any issues, right? So let me try to add some features so that we can ensure like okay it is working fine. So first time if I just try to go to that per product, so yeah, I'm able to see that default product. Even I'm able to see the card, there is a no card section, card item. And if I just go to the order, so no order is as of now, right? That is perfect because this is a new database, right? So go to that home section, start shopping, and let me add few items over here. So now add this item and also add another item. So now this two item I just got added, and let me try to simply process. So process, once you process, now this is that whatever order details, it is properly over here along with this order number, and this is that complete order tracking system, right? And yeah, same thing we can ensure the database is properly created or not, right? So if you go back to my panel, so where's my panel? Here's my panel. If you go to here the database section, so just let me just refresh, and once you refresh, if you go to here table section, I'm able to see 7 tables list over here. So once you go to there, I'm able to see all the tables got here. And if you want to see those table, actually you can just simply use that connection, public connection, or that connection you can use it. But yeah, it's help also, it have also uh, their own IDE where I can see that database. So if you just open, so this is the database. If you go to the table section, so those are the tables. And if I want to see that orders, so this is the orders. And if I want to see the details, so I can just see details as well. Now see, this is the details along with the order details. And yeah, that pretty much good. You can verify the database as well. So yeah, that's how actually we can just simply deploy my application, any application like server application or front-end application, right? So we can just deploy my application over here. So let's move to next app deployment in this Monster app. So first let me open GitHub link. So this is my GitHub account, and here I just have to clone my this repository, which is AI client architecture demo, which have all that sample project over here. Like for example, currently we have to try to deploy our Blazor application along with the clean architecture and database, but previously also we just deployed others as well, MVC or Web API as well, right? So you can just take it this repository, and you can learn many things over here. So for that, actually what I need to do, first of all, I'll just make sure like our application is properly running or not. So for that, simply I can just run this application. And one more thing, actually we can just make sure like the database. So just currently we just pointing our local database, so this is my local database and all. So once you're running, so see it is running, and also it is auto migrated over here. So if it is first time, so definitely it will migrate and it will run look like this. Okay, so this is my application which is running my local, for ensuring okay that whatever we are trying to deploy, that is perfectly working fine or not. So here if I try to see the features, so let me see the feature, like go to that products. So here they asking something. Okay, so I think there's some issue, I guess, over here. Yes, I think there is some issue, but yeah, that's fine. So let me try to add some card over here and increase that item, then go back to again and increase another item, and yeah, that's fine. And then if I just add some mail address, and if I just proceed to checkout, so now it's proceed checkout, and that order got generated, right? And once you order generated, now if I go back to order section, you can see that new order was just generated over here. If you go here, so you can see the details as well. So yeah, that all for this online shopping store which we build clean architecture along with the Blazor technology. So that we will try to deploy. So for deployed, let me close first whatever local we are just running and open it, this monster ASP.NET. Okay, so which is actually free hosting environment which is providing over here all that technology, which is .NET, Node.js, PHP and all, right? And there is a couple of technology also they support it, all that front end, back end, complete things. So just simply logged in over here with the free account. Okay, there's a no credit card and all required over here, and also it is supported up to latest version like .NET 10 right now currently, so they also just support it. So for I already logged in, so once you create a account, so definitely it look like this way, like there should be show this panel which have a website and database. So I already created in a previous session, so that's why it's available. If it is not, so definitely it will be nothing over here. So this is a dashboard section. So first of all, for deployed my application is a Blazor application along with the database, so I need to create a database first. So here's the section, I can just simply create a database and I can use the free version. Select that free section, and in here I can choose the type. I can choose this one, and in here simply I can just simply continue over here, and this is that additional setting and all, so I can leave it as of now whatever we have, and selected that data center and create the database. So now our database just try to creating over here as a free plan. If you observe over here, so see this is that free plan, and now once you create it, it should be look like status should be enable. Okay, now fine. So once your database got created, you can just simply click on it over here. It will just open it another tab, and it will show that whatever your database, there's a two section over here, that's local database and remote database. So if you want to access this database outside of this application, this hosting environment, so you can just go to remote access and you can just simply enable. So for me, I just trying to deploy it in the same cloud, so definitely I will use that local access. So I am not going to actually to allow to remote access. So uh, what I need to do over here, simply I can just see that if you want to see that complete connection, so this is that complete connection. So click on the show with the show it password, and once you show password you can just simply copy this connection string which you can use your application. So I'm going to my application and go to the app settings, and simply I can replace this to my this. Okay, so this is my server, like free hosting database connection, which have this database, this name and all. I don't think so I need to do anything over here. Yeah, so simply I can just replace that and save it. Once you save it, now your database got created, and you also associate, or you can you just set your connection string and application. That's it for the database side. Now go to that main dashboard again over here, and in here I need to create a website also, like over here, right? So that actually where actually we just trying to deploy. So simply I can just create a database, sorry, website, and select this again, the free plan, and here you can just set your domain name, subdomain name. Like for example, we are trying to do shop, online shop, right? Online shop Blazor. So I'm just trying to Blazor, so I'm just putting over here as a Blazor so that we can easily identify, and continue. So once you continue, now see again asking to data center, select this and create the website. So now again it is just creating a new website over here, which is empty right now, where we will try to deploy our Blazor application along with this clean architecture and database. So once done, you will see it look like status is enable, right? So once you enable, so one more thing actually we have to do, we have to allow that HTTPS. So for that you can just simply click that particular website hosting site, right? And in here see there's a couple of things actually over here, like for deployment. So how do you want to deploy? Like if you want to deploy like using file manager, or if you want to deploy it FTP or web deployment and all. So there's a many way actually, so that I'll use. But before that, what I'm trying to do, we have to allow that HTTPS, right? So for that, click on this HTTPS section, and in here we have to simply click on this enable section. So once you done that, so it is directly it is not allowed. So for that actually we have to allow over here, we have to click that over here, enable HTTPS button over here, and in here we have to add encryption. So click on that let's encryption, and here I can just simply click enable HTTPS. So once you done enable HTTPS, now see uh, your HTTPS is protocol is available for this domain, right? And once you're done, now you can just simply allow to redirect to your HTTPS. So if you're trying to access without HTTP, so it will redirect to HTTPS only. Okay, so these are setting actually you required for their website to access without any SSL certificate issue. So once you're done, so now we are trying to deploy. So go to that file manager over here, and yeah, so see this is that FTP. If you want to deploy the FTP over here, FTP, or upload your file, so you can directly, but I'll use that deployed mode. So click on the deployed section. So once you deployed section, uh, there's a two way actually here, the two or three ways. So FTP, like, or here that web deployment using that profile, or the GitHub deployment. So I'll just use enable this web deployment using this profile. So simply you have to enable, and once you enable, so simply you can just download this, and this download you can just keep somewhere so that I can use this settings in my Visual Studio. So use that download section, and once you download, now see for publish profile is downloaded. Now go back to your project in Visual Studio, and in here what I'm trying to do, I can just direct right click on that, click on that publish, and in this publish section I'll use this import profile, which I can refer my settings which we just downloaded, right? So this is my latest settings for this deployment, and open it and finish it. And once you finish it, now close it. Now see your whatever settings and all automatically actually populated over here. And yeah, I think that is pretty much good for this setting. But one more thing actually I would like to uh, add over here, so that is actually optional, but that is actually for me actually that is a nice thing. So click on that settings over here, this show all settings. Once you show all settings, so you can see whatever settings you don't need to change anything, but go to here in the database. So whatever your database, right, so I'll just use as a check mark. And in this entity framework actually this publish pack profile actually uh, allowed to migrate as well. So that's why actually I'm just trying to set this option, apply this migration on publish. So while publish your application, it is first actually migrate your database. So that is actually a nice feature which I always prefer over here. So I can just this one, so that if I'm trying to first time deployment, definitely the database and that database we have created but migration is not created, right? So that actually we have to ensure first we have to migrate and then we have to try to deploy. So simply save this. So once you save it, now we have to simply I can just publish it. And once you publish, now it will try to first migrate with the database whatever we just associate, and then we will try to deploy our application. So now see, if you see over here, this is that migration, start that migration. Also it is just script complete, generate successfully and all, and then it's just trying to publish all that files, whatever the published files over here. So yeah, let's wait to complete. So here I can see publish successful over here, publish succeed. And if I see that here, if you scroll down, yeah, it's got published along with this site, right, which we just provide that as a profile. And once you're done, so it automatically actually running over here. So if you see over here, so see, automatically get running and it's try to run, and it is automatically redirect to application. Now see, my application is running in this hosting, in this domain, right, online shop Blazor, and that complete database. So yeah, for that actually currently I don't think we have any data. So let me try to shop now. But here I can just simply add a new card and increase increment. And then again, if you go back to continue shopping, add another one, yes, increment, and go back and another other items and increment over here. Simply I can just add my email address over here to which I want to shop, and I can just proceed. So once you proceed, now see, order got created, the new order, and current state is pending over here, right? And whatever order I just choose, so those are item along with this totals, and this is a shopping informations. So that is cool. And if I go to that order section, now see, only one order is available. If I just view details, so I can see that orders. So yeah, I think that pretty much good for this deployment. And also you can ensure the database, like whatever data we just created it, that is a database and in our database is available or not. So go back to here, and if I go to that yeah, this is my database, right? So in this database, so there actually provide that one interface where you can just directly see that your tables and all everything, right? So if you scroll down, you will see this BAB MS SQL. So click on that and go to this this two type of interface they provide. So I'll use that little admin. So use that, open one, and in here see, this is the database, and yeah, this is my database name. If you expand, if you see the tables, so those are the tables which the migrate along with the migrate table. And yeah, it's definitely that should be order. So let me see whatever order I just prepare, so that is over there or not. Okay, simply I can just open this table, and once you open this table, now see, the one order is just created, so that data is available over here along with their status. And other tables also you can just verify, like product. So this is that product, and also I can see that whatever the data is available in the products. Yeah, so these are the product is available. So yeah, I think that pretty much good this session. And yeah, thank you so much, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share.